Today in this video, we're going to be talking about what hypnosis is and why it works. Again, today we are talking about how hypnosis works, and I'm not doing this video today. Today I'm having Jennilyn McKinnon do it for you. But this is from one of our workshops that we did that y'all missed out on if you're in the Brigham City, Utah area. Sorry about that, but you know, stuff goes on. We did this workshop, how to better your child's potential and in their sports as well as their athletic programs. So this is just the basics of hypnosis again, and why they work and what they do for you.
Hi, I am Jennilyn McKinnon, and I have been a registered nurse for 26 years. I've been a hypnotherapist for 7 years, and it's been a really fun ride. And I have gained a whole lot of experience. And there's something that led me into my study of hypnosis. So as a nurse, and I would see patients come in that would be very, very ill, and yet we all thought they would die, and they would will themselves to live. And then I would see patients that had no reason that they should die, and yet they would will themselves to die. And that really intrigued me into the study of hypnosis, the study of the mind, and the power that we have and that our brains have. And so I became a hypnotherapist about 7 years ago, and I've been playing dual roles as a nurse and a hypnotherapist. But the power of the mind, and how, as I learned how the mind works and how we are programmed, and then we spend the rest of our lives playing out our program. And that's what I want to really explain to you today, so that you know that you can change your outcome, and you have a power and an influence over your own life to make the decisions for you. But first of all, it's understanding where that programming comes from. So when we're born and we're first conceived, so we have this blank mind here that's growing and being developed. Now in that mind, there is two parts. There is the subconscious and the conscious mind. So we have the subconscious and the conscious mind. Now the conscious mind requires, that is what runs our five senses, the things that we hear, see, smell, taste, feel, those five senses, the input system of the body. And then the subconscious mind runs everything else. Well, the conscious mind requires 2,000 neurons approximately that are all firing to run the conscious mind. So that's 2,000. Now the subconscious mind, it requires over 4 billion. 4 billion, that is a big number. I can hardly write it. To run all of the other systems of our body. Now, as our brain is developing, we are born with some attributes that we acquire through our DNA. And then, when we're born, we develop belief systems about ourselves. Now, there are programmers of this computer. Do you know that computers were designed to mimic the human brain? And that's why we use the term download and programming, because that is exactly what's happening in our brain. Now we have programmers. We have our programmers of this brain, our parents. It's essentially everybody that's bigger than us. And when we are an infant, that's everybody. And so you have parents, siblings, peers, teachers. And they become the programmers of this mind. So now we have, let's say we have an event, like we have this event right here. And we have a small child, maybe a little tiny toddler, and he's walking and he spills the milk. Well, so we have the event, he spilled the milk. Well, the parent out here says to that child, and now we have some input coming in. You are so clumsy. I can't believe you spilled the milk. You're so clumsy. So now we have a belief that has started. That child is clumsy. Now the next time that child is is holding a glass of milk in his hand, that child is much more likely to spill the milk. The reason being, because now that it's been started, there's a belief there that, oh, when I'm clumsy, so I'm supposed to spill the milk. Now this can translate into things like, I'm fat. If that child is told that they're fat, or if that is what they see around them. I'm bad. That's a really common one. And siblings can be programmers, peers, kids, teachers, and we have these events that happen, and then the cycle just continues. That child starts preschool, and you're not supposed to know how to read when you go to preschool, and yet there will be a child there or someone, perhaps in kindergarten, will tell them, well, you're dumb, you can't figure that out. How come you're coloring outside the lines? Whatever that is, these false beliefs, these false programming that comes in that reinforces this belief that was started. And then we become adults, and we begin to act out as adults the behaviors that we developed according to the programming that was developed at a 3-year-old level. Well, when we can go back through hypnosis, we go back to the process, we go back to the initial sensitizing event, and sometimes they're very much bigger than just someone spilling the milk, though it can be that simple. They don't always have to be real dramatic, awful, terrible things to have an effect on our lives. But many times those big, awful, traumatic things are devastating in our lives, and then we become adults and we still act out the same as if we're that little 3-year-old. But when we can identify the event, the feelings around it, we're looking for the lie. What is the lie? That's what we're looking for. When we can uncover the lie, because the truth is, you're not bad, you're not fat, you're not dumb, you're not stupid. Those are lies. The truth is that you are enough, that you can progress, that you can change your programming. You are worthy, you deserve to succeed. And when we uncover the lie, then we can change this right here. Now we still, notice we didn't, the event still happened, but now we know the truth about that event. And when we can change our perception around it, wow, then we can let go of that lie that really has been holding us bondage and affecting all of our life and our choices and really making a mess. When we identify the lie, replace it with truth, with what is truth, then we can move forward with a new truth, and now we can really change our programming. Then we change our life. Now, an important thing to recognize is that the mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. When I can imagine the life that I want to have, then I can begin to change my programming about what I want to create and what I want to have happen in my life just through my imagination. And I develop and I paint the picture of the future that I want, instead of living in the past where we don't have to live in the past. We can move forward and we can pre-live our future through our imagination. And as we pre-live our future, then that is when we begin to create in our reality the future that we desire. And what brings it to us? It all comes through our imagination, through our subconscious, through really taking hold of the power of our mind and making it work for us. So I am Jennilyn McKinnon, registered nurse, certified hypnotherapist, and I am here to help you change the programming in your life, grab hold of the possibilities of your life, who you are, who you want to become, overcome whatever fears you have, because they're only fears, false evidence appearing real. My favorite saying, every day in every way, I get better and better.
If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you think this information was good for someone else, share it to that person. And again, I'm Taylor Lancaster with Achilles Hypnosis, and I will see you soon. Have a blessed day.